Hello friends. This English video is most helpful and important, don't miss it. Improve your English, let's get started. Every family has stories that are passed down from one generation to another. Some are happy, some are sad, and some are never meant to be spoken. In my family, there was always a rule: never go into the locked room at the end of the hallway in my grandmother's old house. Nobody explained why. Whenever I asked, my parents would just say, "It's nothing important." But the way their eyes shifted told me it was not nothing. I grew up visiting that house during holidays. The locked room was always there, untouched, with a heavy wooden door and an iron handle. My cousins and I often dared each other to try to open it, but the key was nowhere to be found. Grandmother never spoke of it, and we were too scared to push further. Years later, after my grandmother passed away, the house was left to my father. One weekend, our whole family gathered there to decide what to do with it. The air inside felt different without her presence. Dust covered the furniture, and the walls seemed to carry whispers from the past. As we cleaned, I noticed something strange. Behind one of grandmother's paintings in the living room, I found a small rusty key taped to the wall. My heart began to race. Could this be the key to the locked room? I slipped it into my pocket without telling anyone. That night, when everyone was asleep, curiosity overcame me. I walked quietly through the creaking hallway and stood in front of the forbidden door. My hands trembled as I placed the key into the lock. It turned smoothly, as if waiting all these years for me. The room was dark and smelled of old wood. I switched on the flashlight from my phone. At first glance, the room was filled with boxes, covered with sheets, and a few pieces of broken furniture. But then I noticed a large trunk in the middle. Something about it felt important. I bent down and opened it. Inside were piles of old letters tied with ribbons, photographs, and a diary. My hands shook as I picked up the diary. The first page read, "This is the truth that must remain hidden." As I read, my heart froze. The diary belonged to my grandmother. It revealed that she once had a sister, a twin, that nobody in the family ever mentioned. Her name was Amelia. The entries told a disturbing story. Amelia and my grandmother both loved the same man, but he chose my grandmother. Amelia, jealous and heartbroken, tried to ruin their marriage. One night, during a terrible fight, Amelia disappeared. Grandmother wrote that Amelia's body was never found, but she always believed she had died near the house. My chest tightened as I read further. The diary ended with one chilling line: "I hear her at night. She knocks on the door, but I cannot let her in." Suddenly, a loud knock echoed from behind me. I spun around, dropping the diary. The locked room had only one door, the one I entered from, and it was shut tight. My pulse raced. Another knock. This time, it came from beneath the floor. I gathered the courage to lift the rug and saw wooden planks. One was loose. With trembling hands, I pulled it open. The smell of damp earth filled the air. Beneath the floorboards was a small space, like a hidden cellar. I shined my flashlight down and froze. There was a skeleton lying there, wrapped in an old dress, a silver locket still around its neck. The locket had the name Amelia engraved on it. My breath caught. My grandmother hadn't just lost her sister, she had hidden her. The truth was buried under our feet all these years. The floor creaked behind me. I turned, expecting one of my family members, but no one was there. Only the whisper of the wind through the broken window. Still, I felt a presence, cold and heavy, as if someone was watching. I quickly closed the plank, locked the door, and ran back to my room. The diary stayed on the trunk, its last words echoing in my mind. The next morning, I told my father what I had found. He went pale, his hands shaking. Without saying a word, he ordered us never to open that room again. The door was locked, and the key was thrown into the river. To this day, nobody speaks of Amelia. But whenever I visit the house, I cannot walk down that hallway without hearing faint knocks on the floorboards, as if someone is still trying to get out. The end. Enjoyed the video? Show your support. Like, share and subscribe.